ChemData is the NCEC's long-established and well-respected chemical hazard database and the first-choice source of information for many emergency responders. The primary advantage of ChemData is that it has been designed by our emergency responders using everyday language rather than the technical language used in safety datasheets, making it easy to use in the heat of an incident. There are tens of thousands of substances in the database and hundreds of thousands of synonyms. The database is constructed by chemists and is regularly reviewed and updated with the latest changes to the regulations. The database is easy to use and provides quick access to the key information required for dealing with a chemical incident, informing risk assessment and aiding emergency planning. Where available, the proportionate advice allows users to tailor their response to the scale of the incident, avoiding over-deployment of resources. ChemData is currently used by the emergency services, the armed forces, and various transport and logistics concerns. It could be useful to anyone who deals with varied hazardous chemicals in helping them to mitigate an incident. We have always tried to develop ChemData based on feedback from our users to ensure the product meets their needs. As such, we are introducing proportionate advice to assist the emergency services with providing an appropriate level of response to any incident. The intention is to enable, where possible, PPE and the scale of incident response to be downgraded for very small and small spills, thereby saving time and money. The proportionate response will cover the protection and precaution sections as well as PPE recommendations and decontamination advice. Since this advice must be tailored to each specific substance, we will be phasing this information in. Initially, proportionate advice is provided for the 30 most used documents, and we will add more in order of level of hazard and frequency of use. It is important to clearly define the boundaries of the different levels of spill to guide users to the appropriate advice. These definitions were agreed as part of a consultation with users and are therefore relevant to emergency responders and the size of incidents being attended. The table also shows how the new definitions compare to the ERG definitions for small and large spills. ChemData is the first database to include specific advice for this range of spill sizes and aims to provide emergency responders with all the information they require for any size of incident. Searching ChemData can be done in a number of ways. You can search by name, UN number, or a variety of other identification codes. The document itself contains a wealth of information. In the first section, there is PPE advice, which might range from simple respirators through to gas-tight suits, depending on the material and the amount involved. Consideration is also given to the circumstances under which a snatch rescue may be appropriate. All of the hazards of the material are covered, whether they endanger people, property, or the environment, and are listed in that order. Further on, there is information on the chemical reactivity and practical considerations depending on spill size. For instance, a small spill may require very little intervention, whereas a large spill might require evacuation of an area. In the action section, there is advice on appropriate extinguishants if the substance happens to be involved in a fire, and information on how to decontaminate equipment based on what that equipment is and the extent to which it has become contaminated. The first aid advice is based on the route of exposure and is arranged in a series of easy-to-follow steps to make it simple to use in a hurry. We receive a lot of positive feedback from our existing ChemData customers, and we hope that you will also find it a useful tool in planning for and dealing with incidents. If you have any questions about ChemData or would like to try it for yourself, please feel free to contact us via the website. Thank you for your time.